Yo, what up? How you guys doing out there today? This is your boy Roto Beast, and I'm here to present you my NBA picks for Wednesday, April 11th. If you're new to this channel, please make sure and click the subscribe button below. This way you can watch all my NBA, MLB, and NFL videos. And if you want to play the actual lineups every single day that we are playing, visit my website at www.rotobeast.net. So, hey, first off, I want to start off by saying, fuck you, NBA. Straight up. Honestly, it's some bullshit the way you guys are letting these teams tank completely. Perfect example today was Dennis Smith Jr. in an absolute great spot today going against the Phoenix Suns. The guy was listed as questionable last game, played 40 minutes, played very well. He wasn't even hurt. He was back on the questionable list today. It said, oh, he was just a little sore from playing 40 minutes last game. I fully expected this guy to play. I had him in my lineups. Absolute monster spot for him going against the Phoenix Suns. And sure enough, 3 minutes after lock, literally 3 minutes after lock, he was ruled out. I had him in my lineup. Everybody else in my lineup actually did very well. Still almost hit 300 with a zero. Just missed cash because of this dude. And you know what? It's some bullshit. Let me read you this quote real quick. They said, oh, Dennis Smith was initially questionable. He ended up playing very well versus the Sixers. However, tonight, in a final act of tanking, the Mavericks hold out Dennis Smith Jr. in the season finale. And come on, they held him out in the season finale just to make sure that they lost. Honestly, man, that's some BS. It ain't right. The NBA definitely needs to change that next year and make this, better for DFS players. I know they're getting money out of it, for us playing fantasy NBA DFS. So they got to make some changes. Definitely got to make some rules for these teams to have to come out with lineups sooner. Things like that. We'll see what happens next year. We're coming to an end. These games are almost over. A couple more videos, getting on the, like I said, last couple of days of the regular season. Then we jump into playoffs on Saturday. Hey, MLB, absolute rolling right now. I'm telling you, check us out. Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, at RotoBeast. Check out the results for yourself. We are absolutely crushing to start the MLB season. If you haven't joined the money team, you're absolutely missing out. I'm being real. Hey, check it out for yourself. So let's just jump into these picks for this NBA slate. Before we do, though, do me a favor, take a quick second, go down below, click that like button. I really, really appreciate it. It really helps me out. All right, cool. Hey, thanks for doing that for me. I really appreciate it. So, there's only like 2 games that actually have lines out. So, I'm not even going to go through the games like I usually do. It's pretty much the last couple of days of the season. Even Vegas doesn't know what teams are going to do, who's going to sit out, whatnot. There's only a couple of teams that are actually playing for things, playoff seeding, etc. Pretty much every other team is just ready to go home for the summer and kind of, get the vacation started. So, let's just jump into it. Start at point guard. Anytime Westbrook's on the slate, you definitely got to consider him. Going against a Memphis team that's already going to be without Marc Gasol, their best player. I think OKC is going to absolutely just destroy Memphis. Russell Westbrook at his high price tag. I don't know if he's going to fully get there, but hey, I definitely think that you could consider him if the game stays just even remotely close to, so he gets some fourth quarter minutes. I mean, the guy's going to get close to a triple-double. He's very close to having a triple-double on the season. So I can see them definitely force-feeding him and getting him what he needs, those assists and those rebounds. So he could definitely have a good spot, good game still. John Wall's supposed to be out for rest. I don't expect him to play. You got Eric Bledsoe. He's been playing very well the past couple of games with Antetokounmpo out. I definitely think you could go right back to the well going against Philadelphia, who's going to be on the second end of a back-to-back. Then we can look at Kyle Lowry going against Miami. Miami's they're a playoff team and they're still fighting for seeding. I definitely think that they're gonna play all their starters and really try to win this game. And Toronto, I could see Lowry possibly sitting out. We'll see how it goes. Definitely keep an eye out for the news. But if he does play, I mean, he's a very fair price tag. You need 35 for him to hit value, and he's averaging 35 on the season. Then we'll work our way down. We got Burke. Okay, I understand he just busted on us in this exact spot against Cleveland. But you know what? He's fair price tag. I'm going to go right back to the well. The guy has 50 fantasy point upside. He could definitely crush this price tag. Like I said, just played them last game. Didn't have a good game, so I could see him coming in this game with the chip on his shoulder and doing very well. Then we will go down to Sadaransky. I definitely think he's going to get the start. I think John Wall's for sure going to sit out this game. So, every time he started earlier in the season, he played very well. We know that for sure. Going against Orlando in an up-tempo game, I definitely think Washington's going to win this game. And Sadaransky can actually have a really good game in this spot. Now we'll move on to shooting guard. Like I said, John Wall, he's expected to rest next game. I expect Bradley Beal to be in there. And, we like Bradley Beal. Whenever John Wall's out, he definitely picks up some of the workload. Going against Orlando in a monster matchup. Definitely, I think you could look at Bradley Beal. Then we'll look at Chris Middleton again. Without Antetokounmpo, this guy's just been very consistent on the season. For him to hit value at this price tag, we need about 42. And he's averaging 36 on the season. Then we will go down to D'Angelo Russell coming off a monster game. This guy has upside. He's shown it to us numerous times this season. He came off a 46 fantasy point outing against Chicago. It's a tougher matchup against Boston. But I think Boston's going to rest some players or not play all their players so much. So I definitely think, he'll get you close to 30 minutes and he can have a really good game in this spot. You need 36 for him to hit value. He's averaging 29 on the season. Then we'll go down to Andrew Wiggins. I know Butler's back, but the price tag, it's still very fair. This is a guy who's averaging 29 fantasy points on the season. At this price tag, you need 31 for him to hit value. Timberwolves, they're going to play their starters pretty much the whole game. Denver's going to play their starters a lot. Pretty much whoever wins this game is going to be in the playoffs. Whoever loses is going home for the summer. So I definitely think these guys are going to get tons of minutes. And Wiggins, he's been playing very well recently. Lastly, we'll look at a guy who's just too cheap. He was on fire tonight going against Brooklyn. He went off for 27 actual scoring points. 2 games ago, 32. 2 games before that, 24. So, he is up and down a little bit scoring-wise. But, hey, for the most part, he's really been, shooting the ball well. So I definitely think that you can look at him. You need 25 for him to hit value. He's averaging 26 on the season. And one thing I will note, though, is keep an eye out. Boston, they may rest some guys or limit their minutes. So we definitely got to pay attention to that news. You got LeBron James going against New York. They're playing for playoff seeding right now. He's just coming off a 49 fantasy point game. Last game against New York. At this price tag of $12,000, we need 60 for value, so the 49 is not going to cut it. He could definitely have a great spot. It's just all if you feel this game is going to stay close or not. Paul George going against Memphis. Price tag's down a little bit. At this price tag, you need about 38 for value. He's averaging 38 on the season. Memphis, I think they're going to get crushed in this game. But some people are going to have to do work in order for this game to get out of hand. So I definitely think you can look at Paul George. Jimmy Butler, he's a guy, his minutes haven't really been up since he's been back, only 22 and 22. But, he's been back a couple of games now. And the fact that this game is a pretty much one game, whoever wins goes in, whoever loses is elimination. I definitely think that he can get his minutes back up into the 30s, and I'm pretty sure that's what's going to happen. His price tag is low for a guy if he's going to play 33 minutes. We know what this dude could do. So definitely, if they say his minutes are going to be regular, it's a definite buy low opportunity for Jimmy Butler. Then we could go with Beasley going against Cleveland. Cleveland doesn't play very good defense. The guy had a very good game against Cleveland yesterday in only 26 minutes, 37 fantasy points, scored 20 actual real-life points. At this price tag, you need 35 for value. He's averaging 24 overall in the season. Then we'll look at a guy like Kyle Anderson going against New Orleans, an up-tempo game. These teams are playing for our seeding, so they both are going to want to win. He's got you at least 23 fantasy points in 4 straight games. The minutes are starting to come back up for him a little bit. He's a guy that plays really good defense. He's a solid player. At this price tag, we need 26 for him to hit value, and he's averaging 24 on the season. Then we got a guy I think he's going to start. It's going to be a really good value play. Kelly Oubre. Today, where is he? Sorry. today. Porter left today with the mild calf strain. I definitely think he's going to be out tomorrow. He's currently doubtful. If he's out, I'm going to look for Kelly Oubre to get the start. Going against Orlando, all you need is 24 for him to hit value. He's averaging 22 on the season. If he gets the start, he's going to be a really, really good play. I definitely think there's going to be some value in Washington. Now we'll go to power forward. There's a lot of power forwards that I'm liking, to be honest. This is probably the most loaded position for me. I like Anthony Davis going against the Spurs. You need 60 for him to hit value. He's averaging 55 on the season. I mean, the guy is, one of the top 3 guys on the slate with the highest upside. So I definitely like Anthony Davis. Then we'll look at a guy like Aldridge on the other side of the ball. The Spurs are running everything through him. He's their main focus on the offensive end right now. This is going to be an up-tempo game against New Orleans. I don't think he's necessarily going to get matched up against Anthony Davis. So I do like him in this spot. Kevin Love going against New York. You need 40 for him to hit value. He's averaging 33 on the season. He's coming off a 28 actual scoring point performance against New York. 41 fantasy points. I definitely think he can repeat that once again. You got Millsap. I like this Denver and Minnesota game. Both teams are playing for a lot, so I am going to be targeting this game, a lot. I definitely like Millsap. The guy's playing very well. You need 35 for him to hit value. He's averaging 31 on the season. The past couple games, he's been a little bit down. He just hasn't really scored the ball, the way that we're used to him scoring, but I definitely think he's going to definitely show up for this game. You got Mirotic. He's playing very well for New Orleans right now. Playing, tons of minutes, at least 33 minutes in 3 straight games. He got you 50 fantasy points in 3 straight games. I mean, the guy's monstering. The Spurs are a little bit of a tough matchup, but the price tag is still too low for what this guy's been doing. You need 35 for him to hit value. He's averaging 30 on the season. Then we'll go down a little bit. You can look at a guy like Carmelo. I mean, Carmelo is just dirt cheap. You need 26 for him to hit value. He's averaging 28 on the season. The guy, he has 40 fantasy point upside. He hasn't shown it much lately, but even if he got you 35 fantasy points, that's 7 times value. He's got you at least 22 fantasy points in 6 straight games. So, he's not going to really kill you. So, I definitely think he's a buy low quality value play. One more guy I'm really going to look at, Jeff Green. He's been starting, playing around 30 minutes. He didn't have the best game against New York last game, only 18 fantasy points. But, he just didn't get the secondary stats that he's been getting. All you need for value is 22. He's averaging 19 on the season. I definitely think you could look at him. Now we'll go to center. We got Jokic and Towns. I'm going to combine them going against each other. One of them honestly is going to get in foul trouble. The other one's going to have a big game. That's what it's going to come down to. Both these guys are going to, absolutely do the absolute best for their teams to win. This is a must-win game for both teams. So definitely you could consider both of those guys. Then we look at a guy like Whiteside going against Toronto. It's just a very fair price tag. You need 35 for him to hit value. He's averaging 35 on the season. Then we got Steven Adams. His price is down right now. He's not going to have to worry about Gasol. I understand he's been down a little bit recently. Okay, I understand. But overall in the season, he's averaging 31 fantasy points. You need 30 for him to hit value, so I think he's a great play. Then I'm going to go back to the well. My boy Gortat. Today, he had an off game against Boston, but I told you guys, Boston is a tough matchup, but the guy's been playing very, very well. You need 21 for him to hit value. He's averaging 23 on the season. So definitely think you can look at Gortat. So yeah, that's kind of where I'm at with this video. I kept it short, kept it simple, gave you some value plays I'm liking. Before I jump into my core plays, if you don't mind, please take that second if you haven't already. Make sure and click the like button. Make sure that you're subscribed. Have your notifications turned on. Tomorrow throughout the day, as news comes out, I'll definitely post in the comment section. Get you some, if there's some guys that I feel are must plays, I'll post it there. So make sure to have that notification on so you don't miss that. So yeah, let's just jump into these core plays. There's some spots, like I said, that I'm really liking. I'm going to start off with, I like Eric Bledsoe. The guy, last game, I think he had a triple-double. Yeah, he had a triple-double, 57 fantasy points. He's got you at least 41 fantasy points in 3 straight games for the past, 6 of the past 7. So the guy's just rolling. He's playing very well right now. Then we'll go to shooting guard. I'm going to go with Middleton. I mean, I like both of these guys a lot. Small forward, I'm going to go with the value here at small forward. I'm going to have to go with Kelly Oubre. I'm pretty sure he's going to get the start tomorrow. Then we'll go to power forward. I'm going to look at a guy. I mean, I like Millsap. This is a must-win game for them. The guy's going to come ready to play. And then at center, I'm going to go Adams. You still got 6,300 per position. You can probably still fit in Anthony Davis. There's going to be value tomorrow. Fit in Anthony Davis. Fit in a LeBron. Fit in a Westbrook. You can still do it with this core. I definitely think that this is a solid start for you. So, yeah, hey, I'm going to keep it simple. I'm out here. Hey, let's get this money. I'll talk to you tomorrow. Peace out.